Also aufgepasst, da ist ein Viewer, der schreibt ihm und sagt, du pass mal auf, ich habe hier ein ganzes Haus voller antiker Sachen, Retro Schätze und so weiter und so fort. Wenn du möchtest, komm vorbei und wir machen einen guten Deal. Das hat er sich natürlich nicht zweimal sagen lassen, hat die Kamera mitgenommen und hat es für uns mitgefilmt. Das schauen wir uns jetzt mal an. Falls du dich auch für den Flohmarkt bzw. Actionfiguren, Comics, Videospiele und so weiter interessierst, dann lass mir gerne ein kostenloses Abo da. Den Button dazu findest du unter diesem Video hier. Ganz viel Spaß. Oh nein, ist das ein Messi-Haushalt? Okay.
So this is just like all stuff that you used to sell, or?
Vor allem so eine Falle. Stell dir vor, da wirst du eingeladen. Nee, stell dir erstmal nicht vor.
Combination.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, some of it's definitely stuff that I used to sell. Some of it.
Was? Was? Okay, doch ein Messi-Haushalt. Ja, da liegen die Schätze verborgen.
Stuff I used to
Oh, eine Turok-Figur, glaube ich. Mhm.
collect. Stuff that I got, you know, from like grandparents passing away.
Right. So it's like make a pile or something?
Plüschtiere und so weiter. Das wird spannend, Leute. Das wird spannend.
Yeah,
Go through it?
yeah.
Okay. Sounds good, man.
However you want to sort through it. Yeah, the lighting's not great, like right there.
Oh, it's okay.
There'll be a couple other places I'm going to show you some stuff now, so the lighting's a lot better.
Oh, okay.
Was?
Some Motu stuff.
Yeah.
Masters of the Universe, kein Turok, sorry. Aber es gab eine Turok-Figur, ja, das war dieses Dinosaurier-Spiel, die ähnlich aussah. Die kenne ich. Ich kenne die aus Sealed.
This one thing figure, that's really cool.
It's not even something I collect. I don't even know why I bought it.
It's hard not to sometimes,
Right.
even if you're not interested in it.
Right. And that box is 120
Oh.
vintage garbage pail kids cards.
No way.
Yeah.
Okay. I won't even look at them. That was all the cards you were
Auch
talking
Funko Star von Star Wars. Das sind Vintage-Karten, ne? Sehe ich hier, Power Rangers, die hatte ich auch mal. Vielleicht folgst du mir auf Twitch, ja, den Link dazu findest du auch in der Infobox. Dort habe ich mal einen Vintage-Pack-Opening gemacht. Da hatte ich so eine Riesenkiste mit 1000 Booster-Packs. Ja, verschiedene Booster-Packs. Das waren Superhelden-Booster-Packs, Sport-Booster-Packs, Musik-Booster-Packs und so weiter. Und da konnte man mir für 1 Euro ein Pack kaufen und ich habe die dann eben geunboxed. War eine nice Sache und damals konnte man solche Packs noch günstig bekommen. Ich hatte viele Kontakte, mittlerweile keine Chance.
about. Look at that.
There's some like random dumb stuff in there, like soap opera
Ah, die hatte ich auch. Guck mal, da waren die Rapper drin. Das waren so Musikbooster.
trading cards, but there's some cool stuff in there too.
I love this stuff.
Yeah.
Trolls.
You'll actually see a
Die
lot
Indiana Jones hatte ich auch. Erinnert ihr euch? Mann, wie cool.
of stuff in these piles that you have for sure picked before, which
Oh,
is
really?
ironic, yeah. Like there's like specific things that I've seen you like grab before.
Let's see here.
Ja, die Karten nimmt man hier auch definitiv mit, ne? Hier ist, glaube ich, noch so ein Display von der Glöckner von Notre Dame. Die Packs waren nicht so teuer, ja. Da war immer oft dasselbe drin, aber trotzdem nimmt man sowas mit als Pile. Ja, er macht sich gleich einen Stapel und dann wird zum Schluss abgerechnet.
Jeez.
Wird spannend, Leute.
Specific stuff that I thought you would want. Some of it just kind of took up the same box.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Extreme Sports Booster, da kann ein Tony Hawk drin sein. Ja, habe ich zweimal gezogen. Hatte ich 3 Displays, habe ich sogar noch 1 zu hier.
Try to not make a mess as I go here. I won't even look through the cards. Those are cool.
Yeah, there's some down like lower. There's TMNT, there's Batman, there's Gremlin.
Yeah, those are all waxed down there.
That's good stuff.
Those are just too fun. Okay. It's
You
just,
want to wait on that plastic bin that's right in front of you
Oh, auch Figuren hier. Mann, 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 Mann.
that has the buttons and the.
this right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
That bin's like got some really cool stuff in it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, those are knockoff Mad Balls.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's really neat.
That's on there because it was turned separate from it.
Zombies
Oh, geiler Kram, oder? Richtig cooler Kram. Habe ich echt selten gesehen, sowas.
View Collection.
Lehn dich zurück, Junge. Was ist los?
I think there's only maybe 2 over there.
Ist das ein Nintendo? Starlink. Okay, unwichtig.
There's another one in my office.
I like some of the knockoff stuff more than I like the actual name brand stuff.
I'll show you a really cool knockoff here in a little bit.
Okay.
I don't know that it's for sale, but
I'll look at it.
Knockout bedeutet so Bootleg, ne? Also vom Original abgekupfert. Und er sagt gerade, ich mag die Knock-Off-Sachen lieber. Ich auch, weil diese Bootleg-Geschichten sind eben meistens kurios und cool, ja. Ich weiß nicht, wie es bei dir ist, aber so Fakes sind oft nice. Auch bei Pokémon-Editionen, die türkischen Editionen, die man so auf dem Bazar findet, sind auch interessant.
That's kind of neat.
Yeah, that came out of my grandparents' house. I'm like, why did my grandparents have it? Like, I can't picture anybody having ever used it, so I don't know what the story is behind that.
And my grandparents were the first people I knew to own a Nintendo.
Krass, Mann. Heftiges Teil hier mit OVP, ne?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
My parents had an Atari, I remember growing
Really?
up. Yeah.
My grandpa bought it for my grandma for their anniversary one year.
That's awesome.
Ein cooler Computer hier unten. Checkt mal hier unten gleich.
So, I mean, that's what I played.
My grandparents had a Wii.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we got them because they were, both of my grandparents were competition, like almost professional bowlers.
Oh, wow.
So we got them into Wii bowl. And they would play, and like my grandmother would be so mad if we lost.
That's funny.
Ist da unten nicht ein Commodore drin?
My grandfather would like rub it in, and she would be like pissed for days.
I bought my grandma a PSP one year for her birthday.
Oh, really?
She could not figure that one out.
That's pretty much as like technical as you can get.
Dance Man, Wahnsinn. Okay. Den kenne ich. Ja, der bewegt sich so die ganze Zeit. Ich hatte den auch mal, tatsächlich. Da gab es auch so eine Dose von.
Well, that's fun. Dance Man. Looks like a Walkman.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
That banner right there is cool.
Is that this?
Yeah, that's something I like actually had hung up for years. And I'm like, but it is cool what it is.
Oh, TDK.
Yeah.
Ja, alte Werbung, ne? Wissen wir, geht immer.
Yeah, that'd probably go right on my wall. That's really neat.
Yeah, very neat. Anything like old school, like recordable VHS
Yeah.
has such like fond memories.
Mm-hmm.
And that white box lid that's like right there on the pillow.
Also er hat doch vorhin gesagt, hier ist eine Kiste für dich reserviert. Schau da mal rein. Da hat er bis jetzt noch nicht reingeguckt. Ich bin gespannt, was da drin ist.
Next to the cigarette roller, right over here.
Uh-huh.
That bag, that's the Mario shirt.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
Let's see it.
Ein
So
Vintage
weird,
Mario
like-
Shirt.
Sure. I think it's so weird. I mean, literally, I've only ever seen 4.
Yeah.
And they've all been the exact same size. Youth, the size large. It's so strange to me.
See, I would
Boah.
never even look like in that section.
Grind. Oh. Geiles Shirt.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Very neat.
I saw one on Worth Point that sold
Mega.
last year for like $125, which I think was too low. Matt, I think he auctioned his on Instagram, and someone bought it for like $700 on like Instagram.
Wow.
So, but
Yeah, the other ones are listed. One's listed for
like 1200.
Krass, er sagt ihm das jetzt gerade, dass das mal für 700 verkauft wurde. Ist natürlich echt ein feiner Move, ne?
Or
one's
something,
listed
yeah.
for 2,000
So crazy. That might be fun on Whatnot, just
for
you
sure.
know, just to see how crazy it gets.
I think it's got to be. I mean, obviously, it's not the rarest shirt in the world, but it's one of the rarest shirts I could think of.
Yeah.
Knowing about.
Mario ist halt auch legendary, ne? Ist klar, also so alte Vintage-Shirts von Videospielen oder so. Mega.
It's just so funny that like I saw it in his video and then I ended up with one.
Yeah,
Like how weird.
I would have known about it if it wasn't for his video. Okay.
Yeah, you can ignore all these like boxes.
Endlich mal Licht, meine Freunde. Gucken wir da mal rein.
These
Okay.
are all just like
Micro
stuff I'm not
Machines.
selling or just stuff you wouldn't even be interested
Gotcha.
in. anyways.
Aber trotzdem hätte ich erwartet, mehr Dino Riders, irgendwie He-Man und so, Wrestling.
One of those like that.
Yeah. I wish the blood didn't like dry up in this.
Die hatte ich auch mal, das ist eine Scream-Maske, wo du so pumpen kannst, ja, und dann kommt da so Blut rein.
Cool though.
They're very cool.
Is that an old one?
Yep. Yeah, those are both. I mean, not like
Yeah.
but they're 90s or 80s or whatever that time frame was when they came out. Very, very scary.
Man, look at
Ronald
that.
McDonald.
How cool is that? I'm gonna check
Ist Rauchmelder oder was?
this real quick. It's my wife.
Oh, you're just making sure you didn't come here and get murdered.
My son lost his Doritos and she just wanted to know where they were. She wasn't worried about me. I have never found an Evil
Wirklich
Knievel.
sehr alte Figuren, ne? Sehr, sehr alte Figuren. Hier sind man auch sehr, sehr alte so Behälter und so. Also generell so Aufbewahrungskram hat er auch viel. So Werbung, ne?
Do you have any motorcycles or anything?
It's in there, but
Is it?
it's bad shape. It's the stunt cycle, the really rare one. That's the instructions for it.
Oh, cool.
And that's the cycle that's like.
Ja, aber er kennt sich aus, ja? Also derjenige, der hier für das Chaos verantwortlich ist, kennt sich mit seinen Sachen aus.
It is bad.
Ja,
It
du,
definitely tells
ganz
something
ehrlich,
really-
das ist ja auch okay. Ich denke mal nicht, dass er jetzt für das T-Shirt 700 US-Dollar haben will. Ne? Das ist ja vollkommener Wahnsinn eigentlich. Und natürlich gehört da auch viel zu. Ja, man macht da Promo, gerade bei so einem What Not Stream. Das ist ja diese neue Hype-Plattform in Amerika und so weiter und so fort. Also ich denke nicht, dass die sich hier nicht einig werden. Und 700 US-Dollar für ein T-Shirt ist vollkommen absurd. Das würde er hier ja auch nicht zahlen. Ne?
Yeah.
Tested its limits. Yeah, those are original. So
Are they?
The little ones are knockoffs, but those two are original. Like,
Also ich wäre völlig überfordert hier. Ich würde da rumwühlen wie so ein Irrer. Ne?
they're not in great shape. They got the, like, if you squeeze them, you can see the cracks in them.
Yeah.
But they are, you'll see the dates.
Those are really cool on a shelf, though.
Wirklich alt
Those
auch
adventure
alles.
people, some of them?
Yep.
What are the blocky guys?
They're similar to, like, that cowboy you saw.
Oh, okay.
You said you had, yeah. But, like, Fisher Price or whatever. I don't remember. Like, you can kind of see, like, on the top shelf of my surfboards over there, the longboards, the robots up there.
Warte mal, hier sind noch Power Rangers, wie ich sehe. Hier würde ich gerne reingucken. Hier haben wir Donald Duck, hier haben wir Hefte. Der hat ja wahnsinnig viel. Wahnsinnig viel. Krass.
Those are, like, my childhood robots.
Oh, the surfboards. Okay, I didn't even...
Yeah, those are longboards, actual, like...
Yeah, I didn't know what you were talking about earlier. Yeah, my eyes kind of glazed over that part when I was...
If you look right next to the little black cabinet that's on the surfboard right in front of you, like, walk straight...
Bitte schau bei den He-Man-Figuren rein. Siehst du das? Wie hieß er denn? Habe ich doch gestern noch gelesen, der liegt hier vorne. Bitte schau hier rein. Ich habe so einen Crush auf Actionfiguren aktuell, Mann.
for.
Uh-huh.
That little figure right to the right of it,
Uh-huh.
that is the bootleg I was talking about.
Oh,
You
that's
know what
really...
that is?
No.
So that is a thriller toy.
Really?
Her name is Karen Corpse, and she's from the Graveyard Gang.
That's awesome.
Boah, er kennt sich voll aus, der Typ, ne? Nice, ey. Richtig cool. Ich mag mich auch auszutauschen mit solchen Leuten, ne?
And she's like $100 figure.
Wow.
That's really
They
cool.
rarely come up. Like, I've only ever
Da haben wir den Sergeant auch da oben.
seen her and one other character. Like, and they almost never ever are up for sale.
I would not know what that was, but I would definitely not leave it behind. I think I would switch for one of these. Are those Bugle Boy jeans you're wearing?
Classic scene right there. Do you remember that?
Oh, for
Fighting
sure.
Boys.
Apparently E.T. was my very first movie. I was
Oh, really?
Ja, die Szene kenne ich auch noch, wo E.T. da zwischen den Stofftieren sitzt und sich versteckt sozusagen, ne? Geil.
one, and then when Drew Barrymore walked in, I started screaming with E.T. Apparently I screamed really loud in the theater, so then I had to leave.
That's awesome.
Ja!
I think that's
Ja!
the best I'm trying to get to on the bottom there.
Biker Mais, was haben wir da noch? Sieht gut aus. Small Soldiers. Oh, der ist auch nice hier. Hier haben wir eine Mais. Hier haben wir einen Power Ranger. Turtles sehe ich. Gucken wir mal rein.
Some good ones. in
Oh,
there.
these are cool.
That's pretty much all vintage.
I just kind of like this collection of them. There's something about the way you have these all stood up.
That's my OCD. I mean, a lot of this stuff, like you see.
Wenn du jetzt Figuren, ich sag mal, sammeln müsstest, okay, sagen wir das mal so. Welche Serie würdest du sammeln? Power Rangers, Batman, Wrestling, Small Soldiers, Mummy's Alive, whatever. Was würdest du sammeln? Das würde mich mal interessieren.
It's kind of like sloppy, but that's like if I'm actually like thinking about something.
Yeah, I kind of just like that basket.
I'm not one of those like I'm kind of OCD. Like I'm on medicine because I'm a, like
This might be
Jetzt
the
ist
coolest thing
He-Man
that
dran.
I've ever seen right
Hä?
here.
Alter, du hast doch gerade, er hat gerade das Ding gegriffen, dann hat er geschnitten.
very neat. Yeah.
Heaps
Schade.
of pocket organ. That is.
Boah, Mattel hier, guck mal, wie alt. Wahnsinn, wie cool. Hier die Trolle.
That is really cool. So this actually uses an 8-track.
Yeah.
So it's probably like from the
Was ist das?
70s then, I would guess.
I don't know for sure. It might be from the 80s.
78 Mego. That's so cool.
Ah, okay, das zeigt er uns wahrscheinlich zum Schluss. Verstehe.
How cool is that?
That is cool.
Original Nash.
That's very cool.
Pretty much everything in here is pretty neat, I think. Anyway. I mean, if you don't think it's neat, you're wrong. But
I
like the early
Shaq and Jordan and stuff like that.
kind of cards you could easily like put in a small group and
Yeah.
for $10 each kind of deal.
The people you want to see.
Yeah, those are the ones like people are
Ah, Shaquille O'Neal, Michael Jordan Karten, Wahnsinn.
grading.
Yep.
Or those early like rookie-ish cards.
And they'll have sharp corners
Den dritten Jordan hatte ich auch.
too.
Mm-hmm.
Skybox.
Those are like rough stones, but actual stones.
Yeah.
Jasper.
You can tell because they're cold.
And,
What are these?
some of them are war rations, and some of them are like different states, like sales tax. Like,
Huh.
they're kind of cool stamps and stuff. They're
I've never seen them put in coin things like this before.
yeah. I don't know why they put them in there. I mean, it worked.
Yeah, when they're.
That vehicle there, that car,
Uh huh.
super cool, and that sells pretty consistently for like $50, $75.
Ah, sowas ist nicht meins.
Really?
Yeah, and it's you know what it is, right?
That's an old Royal Class called.
Turn the wheel on the back.
All right, so we made it back to the garage, and like I said,
Schon fertig? Okay, ich bin gespannt. Oh, die Packs da, die kommen mir bekannt vor. Einige davon.
completely worth the drive. It was cool to see the stuff that I wasn't able to buy. I'm thrilled with the stuff I did buy and made a new friend along the way. So we ended up making a deal for $500 and I pulled out what I think is some of the coolest stuff. So real quick, let's take a look at it. First of all, we have some vintage
$500 hat jetzt bezahlt.
Garbage Pail Kids stickers. I think he said there were 120 in this little red case here. I didn't even look at them while I was there. He just said vintage Garbage Pail Kids and I was all over that. I still need to organize all these. By this point, it's no secret how much I love Garbage Pail Kids. And then there were a bunch of like old sealed cards that
Ja, aber wie gesagt, zu seinem Zeitpunkt, ich weiß ja nicht, wie alt das Video hier ist, Mortal Kombat, cool, waren die nicht so ganz teuer. Das ging. Ja, davon habe ich, glaube ich, jetzt noch welche. Das Display hatte ich auch hier, Turtles.
he's collected
Bin
along
ich
the
grad
way.
drauf hier.
Some really cool stuff. And like even some kind of ridiculous stuff, like some sealed packs of all my children's cards. But there's like a big stack of Desert Storm cards back here, a bunch of different Batman sealed cards, Ninja Turtles the movie, there's some more Batman and some T2, Indiana Jones, Trash Can Trolls, Fox Kids, American Bandstand, Trolls, Guinness Book of World Records, Battle Cards, Minnie Mouse,
Nice.
Superstars music cards, like I said, the All My
Ah, ist schon cool hier. X-Men, ne? Batman, Hook hatte ich auch, Power Rangers hatte ich auch.
Children, Mortal Kombat, X-Men, Hook, Generation Extreme, a bunch of VR Troopers, Power Rangers, Fleer Real Monsters cards. Those are kind of neat. So yeah, obviously a lot of these things don't have a ton of value, but it
Wer war dabei? Wer erinnert sich an meinen Opening-Stream?
was still neat that he was
Wir
able
hatten
to
die alle.
collect this many throughout the years. I personally thought these sealed Charmkins were pretty cool. They're from the 1980s. They were kind of like a cross between like toys and jewelry too. This was probably one of my favorite things, the old Heathcliff Tunes electronic pocket organ. I had never seen one of these before. In better condition, vintage Madballs can sell for a lot of money. Like some of these like 50 to 80 bucks a piece, on up to a couple $100 a piece
Die kenne ich überhaupt nicht.
for some of the
Kein
more
Plan.
rare ones. Like I said, just kind of neat to find these. And then we have the Mario Grind Time shirt. This is a really rare shirt from what I understand. It's really hard to put a value on this thing. I think there's a couple on
Sieht ein bisschen selbstgemacht aus. Finde ich schade. Ich glaube, da ist auch kein Tag drin. Muss man sich erstmal mit auskennen, ne? Weil die Farben sind auch sehr satt. Also sehr gesättigte Farben.
eBay right now. One's like $1,200 and one's like $2,000. If you look on WorthPoint, I think one sold last year for $125. But that's like the only sort of like
Das
actual
geht ja
sold
sogar, ne?
comp that I can find. If you watch Part-Time Pickers on YouTube, Matt found one of these very similar about a year or so ago.
Boah, sowas auf dem Flohmarkt, ne? Wahnsinn, ey. Aber das findest du in Deutschland nicht, Alter. In Amerika ist das häufiger zu finden. Also so Vintage-Stuff, ne? Klamottentechnisch auch.
He actually auctioned his off on Instagram, and I know he sold it for, I think, right at around $700. And then the fella that bought it, I think, sold it to someone else for right at $1,000. And now I believe that's the one that is priced at $1,200 on eBay, if I'm not mistaken. Smalls filled with like razors and pocket knives and old pins and just that
Die hat er mitgenommen? Oh, hätte ich nicht gedacht, okay.
kind of stuff. And he made it clear that he wanted me to buy this entire bucket. And I'll be honest, I didn't look through the entire thing. So a couple of the things I found in here were some old vintage fun stuff. So yeah, don't sleep on old Zippos. You never know.
Habe ich euch immer gesagt, Zippos, achtet drauf. Oh,
And then obviously there was tons more cool stuff. Again, this is just part of it that I've kind of started working.
Captain Planet, auch sehr geil. Roger Rabbit, die Mumie, Gargoyles, Street Sharks, Small Soldiers.
Working on now, like this awesome Nash Nightmare skateboard, this sea of action figures, Gabriel, Lone Ranger, and Tonto action figure in there. Just tons of cool stuff, tons of stuff that I don't even have out here yet, but most certainly worth the drive. So thank you to my new buddy at 1985 Inc. Make sure.
Ja, ist natürlich nett von dem Mann, ja, dass er ihn da so hat wühlen lassen. Auch der Preis ist echt gut, 500 Euro, beziehungsweise Dollar, sorry, ist auch ein geiler Preis, ja. Also meldet euch bei mir, wenn ihr auch eine Bude voller Retro-Schätze habt, dann komme ich gerne vorbei und filme euch, wenn ihr wollt. Bis dahin. Ich bin Dean Tramp. Mach's gut.